Hi friends, welcome back. So we're talking about the stock market. I want to give you some updates. And the question is, are we in a bubble? That's the subject of today's video. And this actually comes from an interesting article that just came out a couple days ago. It says here, Wall Street's last remaining bears struggle to convince optimistic clients. So I don't know, I guess maybe I'm one of the last remaining bears, but one of the things that is really tough is that when essentially people are making money in the market, it's hard to tell them that you're not going to make money at the same rates anymore, because all you've seen is green, right? And everyone wants to jump on the wave. I want to read through some of these things because it actually quotes some of the people on Wall Street, and what they have to say is actually really funny. So let's go this together. It says a dwindling number of bearish Wall Street strategists are struggling to convince, and the quote they use is, fanatical clients that the slowing economic growth and excessive hype about AI have left the U.S. market vulnerable to a sharp downturn, right? So we're talking about the hype of the AI bubble. And the fanatical, I thought that was a funny one because this is real, guys. I talk about this stuff quite a bit on this channel. The Tesla, essentially fanboys and fangirls, or you could say fanatical clients, or you could also say worshipers or cultists. They've seen their stock go up the last couple of years, and they think they're all going to be rich forever, and it's going to grow like 1,000% every single year, that kind of thing. And moreover, you have all of these YouTube pumpers that sort of feed into that. And it is, like, frankly not fun if you have someone like me that says, hey guys, I don't think the punch bowl can last forever. We're almost out of alcohol, that kind of thing. And it's like, oh no, you're not out of alcohol. You're a party pooper, right? Alcohol is going to flow forever. And for those of you who are old enough, you'll know eventually the party does end, right? It hits about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And if you have a date by then, you're probably not going to get a date. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's just how it works, guys. Banks include Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, and UBS this month upgraded their year-end forecast of the S&P 500, which has hit successive record highs. And you're saying, okay, why would they up their end of the year forecast, right? We all know this is based on AI. It's because their clients, like, they see that, well, you've been wrong the last year. You're wrong about AI. Look at it, just keep going up. Look at NVIDIA, man. It's just awesome. And it's hard to convince people that the trends don't necessarily last forever. And so they're like, okay, fine. And then they throw in the towel, and then they start upping their forecast. It is kind of funny how this works. And then this is some of the quotes it says here. This one's coming from Stifel, from Chief Equity Strategist over there. It says, this rally has been tough, and we're having a hard time convincing clients to be bearish. There's a wall of money, right? Wall of money that's willing to buy the market at any price and embrace fanatical thinking. People are bubbled up right now. And it's funny, I haven't heard it expressed in that way, but I think I should start using it. People are bubbled up right now. They think the sky is the limit. And essentially, what you're trying to tell people, hey, look at growth may be weakening. We also still have inflation, and do you really still expect AI to keep growing? And that's the thing is, clients say yes, we do. Moreover, this is another quote here. This is from BCA Research and their strategist Peter Berzin says here. The soft economic landing narrative is so incredibly entrenched that again and again, I'm challenged in meetings by clients who say I'm too bearish. And people don't want to hear bad news; they want to hear good news. And so, the Wall Street firms are more than happy to accommodate you on good news. They say, "Hey guys, you know what? Let's just raise our price targets, and we're going to go to, what is it? The high one in the street is Evercore 6,000 in the S&P 500." I can tell you though, it is hard to, how can I say, change the mood of things, because again, you're a party pooper. I'll give you an example. My wife and I, we just got back from holiday. These are some pictures of that. We had a great time in Vietnam. You can see my vlog videos on that stuff. I encourage you to do so. It's called Christian Yeji. And I'll just be honest with you, I'm back here, home in Busan, and it's hard to adjust to city life. We just got back basically yesterday, and essentially it's the same kind of thing. If you have the euphoria of making money on NVIDIA and AI stocks, and someone comes in, it's like, oh, party's over. It's like, no, you're no fun. The thing is though, guys, on this channel, it's not just stocks. It's everything. I like to, to keep a rational mind and just look at numbers. Unfortunately though, there's people out there who just make stuff up. And I want to give you an example of that. So I try to tell you the truth as much as I can, but I'll give you an example of how people just make stuff up. This is a comment on my channel, on the main channel, just 10 hours ago. Listen to this comment this person makes just 10 hours ago. You need to remember your wife is Korean, right? He's talking about my wife, and yes, you're correct. My wife is Korean. I know that. I married her. You bro up in a Western countries, a multicultural society, a melting pot, much more tolerance and understanding of others. So they're referring to where I grew up, and how does this person know everything about me? Did they read my book? And I pose this question to you: have you read my book? Because I actually do talk about a lot of this stuff in my book. But you're making a lot of assumptions here, right? Not everyone in America believes in a multicultural society. It's a big debate right now. Some people just want everyone to speak one language and look a certain way. There's some people out there like that. There's some people that don't believe in eating different types of food, right? So he's making an assumption. He says you can eat any foods, right? Not everyone in America wants that, right? Not everyone in America wants a taco truck around the corner. Me personally, yes, I do like tacos very much. So actually, and if you live in LA, I like to go to guisados. I also like In-N-Out, right? So I do eat different types of food. If you live in LA, you'll know what this stuff is I'm talking about here. But then this person makes assumptions about my wife. Listen, he says, but your wife prefer everything to be Korean flavor, right? Korean style, Korean thinking, Korean ideas. And the question I'd pose is, how does this Von Tron person know what my wife is thinking or what my wife eats? And I mean, it's a legitimate question. And I'm sure you can make jokes about person's with your wife, etc. Yeah, right, okay. But I'm just talking all sincerity. Like, how would this guy or person? I don't know if it's a guy or not. I don't know. We'll just say person. How would this person know? And I just replied, you should watch our vlog channel. You're making assumptions that are not true. And this is part of, unfortunately, regular people thinking, or many people thinking, however you want to say, average person thinking. They just make stuff up or believe whatever they want. I saw it firsthand. You guys may not know, I lost my family at the end of the Vietnam War. It's a very, very long story. So I wrote a book about it and sort of struggling through that. When I finally had a chance to meet my family, there's a particular sibling. There's a couple of them. There's a lot of drama in that side of the family. But there's a particular sibling who just makes stuff up. And they would say stuff all the time of like, oh, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. And it was just like, no, you have no idea what I'm thinking. And like, these people, this particular person, like had never really met me or know much about me or my education, and like would just make stuff up. And it was so weird. It was so weird. And it's reminded me of why I left those kind of environments. I personally don't like to be around closed-minded people, and closed-minded people can come any way, any size, shape, or form. So in this particular example, that person is my blood relative, looks pretty similar to me. They're my sibling. You can guess if it's a brother or sister. I'll just leave it at that. But this is a real problem. And if you guys can't see the problem in this comment of like someone's assuming things about my wife, what she eats, the way she thinks, just because because this part's true. My wife is Korean. Absolutely true. It's 100% true. But you're making way too many assumptions there. And this is sort of why when you go back to the market, guys, where I understand people's beliefs can be very strong and the market can stay rational longer, you can stay solvent. But what I try to do on this channel is show you real numbers. This is the Shiller-P ratio. We're trading at 35. Generally speaking, historically speaking, when you hit the round 40, get out. This is the last bubble was right about there. It almost hit 40, right? And then this would be the tech bubble, the .com. It hit like what was its peak? Actually, it's 44.19. We're at 35. We're running pretty hot right now, and so to me the indicators are pretty clear that the market's running hot. It's you see it in the numbers. We're current. That's the Shiller-P on the S&P just P. It's at 28.45. The median is at 15. The mean is at 16. All the indicators show we're running a bit hot. It's hard to talk about this stuff. I don't mention it all the time on this channel because I'll appear to be a party pooper because I talk about numbers, and people don't want to hear that. They just want to hear that their AI stocks are going to go to the moon. If you want to look at the 2-year Treasury, we're currently at 4.71. And it's interesting why I'm bringing this up, the Treasury stuff, and you can look at the 10 years at 4.36. Historically speaking, so the mean for the 10 years 4.49, we're 4.36. We're actually a little bit low. And yes, you can look at the median as well, which I'm showing you guys all the numbers. It's 3.81. Point being, when people are like saying, oh, we have to have cuts, interest rates are too high, stuff like that, it's like, what are you talking about? I'm looking at historical charts here, and at least on the 10-year, talking about the 10-year Treasury, right, you're kind of close to the mean, actually below it. If you look at the 2-year, we're actually above it. Mean at 3.21, median at 3. And also too, if you take a look at the Buffett indicator, this is a good way to measure, is a stock overvalued, undervalued, etc. We're at hitting around like 200%, meaning that we're overvalued. And I understand, even if you're overvalued or even if you're in a bubble, things can go up. They can, as long as people keep pouring money into said things. That's why I showed you the Wall Street thing of where like even the the people who deal with really wealthy clients, they have a hard time convincing them that AI can't go up forever. But the person's like, well, but I saw it go up for the past year. I don't like you. You're fired, right? And so then if you're an advisor to said people, you just tell them what they want to hear, and you become more popular and likable, etc. It's the same way with on YouTube. Just tell people what they want to hear, and they'll like you and subscribe. Oh my God, this person is so great, etc. The problem with that is if you're essentially lying to people, right? Lying by either not showing them all the numbers or lying to them by purposely hiding things. On many of the Tesla channels, they do purposely hide stuff. I try to point that stuff out to you guys. And again, I know this stuff is not fun to talk about. It's not fun to talk about numbers. I know. I just laugh because it's like, you would think that people would like to talk about this stuff because they're talking about, stocks and money and stuff like that. But the average person, no, they don't want to talk about numbers. They just want to talk about your feelings and, and how awesome Lord Elon is, that kind of stuff. But anyway, the dollar is actually running really strong right now. This has been a big one for me. And this is tracking different currencies, so the yen, the Chinese renminbi, Canadian dollar, etc. For me, the easiest one to track, because I live here in Korea, is I track the Korean won, the dollar. I can just tell you the dollar is pretty hot. 1384. Back in the financial crisis, the dollar hit around, I don't know what the peak of this was. We'll call it 1550 or something like that. But I can just tell you 1400, if it hits that, is really, really high for the dollar. It went above that a bit. And I mentioned before on the channel, but I'll just mention again, we came to Korea. Dollar was really strong. I saw it was going in the trend. We came around. We didn't come exactly at the top, but we came in right before. And I started, let's just say we did okay. We did okay. I'll just put it that way. The other thing is that usually when a dollar is strong, it makes it tough. Or when the bonds are strong, it makes it tough for stocks, because you're looking at options where to put your money, etc. And again, people don't want to hear these things. Tesla stock's been on a bit of a rally. I should probably make a separate video on Tesla. You're still down about half your money, down 48%. Just looking at numbers, guys, you can see the P ratios are high, be it forward, be it backward, however you want to look at it. Either non-gap or gap. I mean, you can see the grades for yourself. They're all F. I ask the robots, I say, hey, Tesla, what are you worth? Fair value, maybe 117. I say maybe. This does not take into consideration that there may be no new products coming for Tesla anytime soon. Even here, 68% overvalued. You could even say even more. So from all indicators from me, and I showed Tesla because it's the king of the meme / bubble stocks. Numbers indicate certainly overvalued. You also have this. Roaring Kitty is getting sued over dumping GameStop. and you know what's going to happen, right? Someone's going to go and sue him. And the lawsuit basically accused him of buying a whole bunch of options. A whole bunch, actually. 120,000 call options in May, and then making the announcement that he was holding the stuff in June, right? So buying at a time and then announcing. I'm not sure if that alone will necessarily get him in hot water. The big one, from my understanding before, would be if he was purposely talking about the Roaring Kitty thing, if he's purposely spreading misinformation, right? But we'll see. We'll see what a court decides on that. Again, I think valuations are high, and if you have high valuations, meaning that we're valuing companies too much, and also you have slowing growth, lingering inflation, it does, in my opinion, not bode well great, going forward. It doesn't mean everything's going to crash all day, every day. Doesn't mean you're going to lose all of your money, but it does mean you want to, take these things into consideration. I don't think it's crazy to look at a bunch of stuff. And what's fascinating about this, though, is, and this is where it gets into the emotional thing. Hey, guys, Tesla stock went up today. I'm just telling the truth. Does it make any sense to me? No, absolutely makes no sense. But what I will report is when they do report, because Tesla's going to report the deliveries tomorrow, I'll just tell you what the numbers are. I'll tell you exactly what they are. If the numbers are bad, the Tesla pumper channels either don't show you the numbers or pretend that they're good. All I do is to show you numbers, and it's easy to tell from the chart that the sales go up or down. It's actually quite easy. One of the things that for me, it's stress free to tell people the truth all the time, and that's the best. And And the more you live in reality, the less you'll be likely to be kind of, how can I say, misguided by things. And that's the best that I can do, and help you guys. And we help each other actually in this community. So I hope you understand the conversation that we're having today about why it's so hard to convince people that you're in a bubble, and also to sort of how people just make stuff up about things they know nothing that they're talking about. And it's a strange world that we live in, but that is human nature. So I do appreciate your time, everyone, and I'll catch you all in the next video.